Dietitian is a person who is trained in science, medical nutrition therapy, and food therapy to actually manage individuals who have issues with food and based on diseases. So they have to go for a minimum of 4 years of degree with about practicals in the final year in the hospitals, and then they become qualified. Aging is a very natural process, and most of the patients that come, actually the dietitians who work in the hospitals, they may see a high rate of patients who are malnourished, lack of nutrient. There's a lot of muscle wastage, there's a lot of stunting in them. Some of them have anorexia, right? So this is the role that we take. I try to educate the caregivers and the patients in an interview to ask them, how would you like to eat the food? What are the problems that you face? Because sometimes it's not just the food, sometimes it's the environment, people who prepare the food. So it's always good to have the family to come in and we teach them. Then we give them some good recipes, which is easy to swallow, simple to make. And we also tell them that we also do supplementations if it is necessary to help them to cope with the gap in nutrient. If they don't eat well, then they have loss of muscles, they become weak. They have weak bones, and then they lead to instability, and they are at high risk that falls, and when the falls happen, there's a fracture, and then it's so difficult to get them back, so this is why we keep emphasizing to the caregivers, As they grow older, you must remember one thing, the immunity goes down. So we should be able to help them to have a variety of food in a different texture. Number one. Number two, we liberalize the diet. When you're aging, sometimes the children and all that are working, they're all alone. So you don't come and tell the parents, don't eat this, keep away this, or hide away. You should liberalize the diet so that when they're hungry, they can eat it. It's around there, so they don't. And smaller meals and frequency. Right? So some people can't eat a lot, so as they grow older, their stomach and their saliva and the gastric juices diminish, so they can eat smaller amount, and they prefer to drink. So we can think of some good shakes or some morning breakfast that they can swallow well, and soft foods, foods which are easily digestible like eggs, chopped meat, chopped fish. Believe me, they'll go back to the porridge style and all that. So these are things. And another thing I always tell the caregiver is change the environment. Don't always sit at one place. Sometimes it's at the balcony, sometimes could take them out, sometimes call their friends in, right? Change the environment so they have friends to talk to. Most of them are lonely, so they don't eat well. Aging is natural, right? Eat a variety, keep yourself active. Right? That's very important. Even if you have to walk on crutches or you have to walk on a walk, just walk. And meals should be small but frequent, right? And social life should be good. They should have a couple of friends. They should go to their classes, do Tai Chi, go and enjoy. Or maybe if you like religious things, spend time with your religion or your worship places and enjoy. You need interaction. That's very important.